Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
We are taking pride in outstanding performance. We are encouraging and recognizing innovation. We are committed to continuously doing things better, with enhanced services coming soon. Yes, we are here for you. Check us out today for your financial need. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
This is the GBN television news for today, Friday, April 23rd, 2021. I am Beverly Telesford. In the headlines, former Cabinet Secretary Gemma Bain Thomas receives first lump sum payment in court-awarded judgment against government. Public Service Commission removed as a defendant in a case by a public officer seeking the return of docked salary. Egyptian businessman Naguib Sawari's suggestion for privatization of the Maurice Bishop International Airport met with severe criticism, and Grenada to introduce new entry requirements for fully vaccinated persons effective May 1st. And around the globe, St. Vincent residents who evacuated from the red zone returning to badly damaged homes, and frantic search continues for a missing Indonesian submarine with 53 people on board. Coming up in sports, Triathlon Grenada hosting a duathlon this weekend, and St. Mark and St. David to face off in the final of the Right Start GCA Under-19 Cup on Saturday, April 24th. We'll have the details right after this message.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening to our viewers and listeners on K105. This is GBN News at 7. The Maurice Bishop International Airport, which has been experiencing its own share of financial woes amidst the global pandemic, is now receiving the sum of $1 million per month from the government of Grenada. However, one hotelier is putting forward that he suggests is a solution that will see the privatization of the island's largest national asset. Trelana Charles brings us this report.
The Maurice Bishop International Airport was constructed from 1979 to 1984 and is seen by many Grenadians as a symbol of the progress made by a revolutionary Grenada. However, recently, the MBIA, which was heavily impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, has experienced a massive decrease of visitors and revenue. Owner of the Silver Sands Resort and Egyptian businessman Naguib Sawaris, referring to the need for an increase in visitors once normal worldwide travel resumes, said the government of Grenada should consider the privatization of the airport. Sawaris directed his comments to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell. He said the airport would be better run in the hands of the private sector of Grenada.
Privatize the airport, give it to the private sector. We definitely can do a better job, and because the only thing we will make sure is that when a tourist arrives, in 2 minutes he's outside. This we can do. We will also make sure that there is comfort, there is ease. We will fire anybody that will not meet the tourist with a smile. We can even create a lot of services at the airport. We can improve the catering. We can have more planes coming in. We can make it easier for airlines to open up and so on, because There's always a difference between private and public sector.
This statement has resonated like a bitter slap to many Grenadians who have since taken to various mediums to voice their outrage on the hotelier's statement. President General of the Grenada Technical Allied and Workers Union, Andre Lewis, expressed his displeasure at the statement.
Morris Bishop International Airport, built by the People's Revolutionary Government, where our blood, sweat and tears went into in terms of voluntary work, and where the management of the airport has been doing a very good job in managing the airport to privatize the airport. But worse than that is his comment that if he has to manage the airport, or if it is in private sector hands, in which one can assume that he may be interested in being part owner of the airport, that workers will be dismissed for not smiling. That begs into question what the workers at Silver Sands may be experiencing.
He said the statement raises questions about the selling out of the country.
And to see government officials there, and to hear people clapping in the background, it speaks about the need for us to be concerned as to the selling out of our properties in Grenada, and to the people that comes into Grenada. Yes, they're investors, and we welcome investors. But you must have respect for our people.
A concerned citizen, John Anthony Rollo, who served on the construction team of the airport, said Grenadians should be concerned by the lobbying for the privatization of the airport.
That airport was built with sacrifice from poor Grenadians, all poor. They weren't wealthy people build it. And with solidarity from a Cuban people, poor people again. What I'm trying to say is, we cannot let this happen, brothers and sisters. This is the blood, sweat, and tears that went down in that toilet for 4.5 years to put that structure together. It would be disastrous if we would let this happen today.
He told GBN the statement was nothing short of a slap in his face. For long-standing journalist Hamlet Mark, the most offensive thing about the call to privatize the airport was not the call itself, but the loud, enthusiastic applause. He said the government must categorically state that it has no intention of privatizing the airport. Trelawna Charles, GBN News.
What was anticipated protest action in front of the St. George's University Friday morning turned out to be over 300 students and staff being vaccinated today. This amid reports of brewing non-compliance after the school announced its desire to have a fully vaccinated staff and student to recommence face-to-face learning for its August term. President of the Technical and Allied Workers Union, TAU, Andre Lewis, speaking to GBN on Thursday, said he was not aware of a planned protest at the university Friday morning, adding that the union and the institution have been engaged in discussions surrounding the issue of vaccination.
No, I am not aware of any strike of SGO workers. So TAU is not aware of that. The union, in discussion with SGO, have made it absolutely clear that we support the school as any employer engaging the workers with a view to encouraging the workers to be vaccinated. We do not believe or do not accept that the vaccine shall be mandatory. In other words, workers have the final decision whether they take the vaccine or not, and they ought not to be or cannot be dismissed as a result of not taking the vaccine.
Lewis says TAU has made it clear that it will not accept the dismissal of any employee from the job due to refusal of taking the vaccine.
We have pointed out to the school that we will not accept that a worker who refuses to take the vaccine can be dismissed. And we and the school have been engaged in those discussions and working towards finding solutions to those matters. For new workers, it may be a bit different. For new workers, the employer may be able to say, well, look, as a term and condition of your employment, this is what we are offering, and it is up to you to take it or leave it. But for workers who have been working for 10, 15, 20 years, 5 years, how do you all of a sudden just wake up and say that unless you take the vaccine, you'll be fired? I mean, by all stretch of the imagination, that cannot be right.
He added that the union and the school will be meeting with workers next week to engage in discussions surrounding the vaccine. Last week, the university issued a release in which it stated the resumption of in-person classes for its August term, adding that students, faculty, and staff must be vaccinated in order to access campus services. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, who reiterated that he will not make COVID-19 vaccinations mandatory, said employers have the right to make their decisions in their interest.
But I do make the qualification because some people misinterpret when I make that point. And they seem to think I'm saying that you can just go and work and nobody can tell you must vaccinate. If I have a business and vaccination is a key to protecting my business, I have a right to determine who comes in there vaccinated. That's my right. You have a right not to vaccinate, but I have a right also to protect my business. Just as simple as that. Sometimes we only think about our rights and we forget the rights of the other man.
Over 300 staff and students of the St. George's University got vaccinated on Friday. Only 3 individuals showed up to protest at the gates of the university at 9 a.m. Due to fear of victimization, they asked not to be recorded, photographed, or otherwise identified. After years of pleas made on behalf of dismissed Cabinet Secretary Mrs. Gemma Bean Thomas, government has begun to make good on its responsibility to her as ordered by the High Court judgment. Attorney General Dia Forrester has made the first payment to Mrs. Bean Thomas as confirmed by her lawyer, Mr. Nazim Burke, who said she's pleased that government has made the right move.
This is the first installment on a significant judgment that she obtained as a result of what was a wrongful termination and a violation of her constitutional rights. Now that the government has decided to initiate the process of payment, she's happy. As you know, she's been without work for a very long time and has not been receiving monies for the last 29 months or so. So that, this is a good step in the right direction. And I'm sure that what she's looking forward to at this stage is the fulfillment of her entire judgment that is due to her.
Government is still owing the substantial judgment of $656,000, having now paid the secondary court judgment of $75,000 to Mrs. Bean Thomas for vindicatory damages. He said that what his client is now seeking is an agreement on payment for the outstanding sum.
There is no arrangement in place, and that is what she's most disappointed about. Negotiations were ongoing. We expected and still do expect that the government will come forward with a plan, come forward with a payment proposal that will address her claim in its entirety. That has not yet happened, and I think that is where she's disappointed. She wants to know where the government stands on this particular situation and what she can reasonably expect going forward with respect to the satisfaction of the debt in full.
Meanwhile, the OECS Court of Appeal has upheld the removal of the Grenada Public Service Commission as a defendant in a case that seeks to have salary docked by the government returned. The ruling was made in the case involving Donna Lusan, a teacher at St. Joseph's Convent, St. George's. Lusan was among several public officers who failed to report for duty for an extended period during 2018 at the height of an industrial dispute with government over pension and gratuity. As an employer, government exercised its right to dock the pay of employees who did not work, and Lusan opted to take the matter to court to recover her docked salary of approximately $500. The Court of Appeal found no merit in the grounds presented by Ms. Lusan's attorneys, Justice Chambers, for the PSC to be made a party to that suit. This is news at 7 coming up. Health officials to host a national forum on vaccination this weekend, and Grenada to introduce new entry requirements for fully vaccinated persons effective May 1st. Stay with us.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Paying is faster and easier with Glow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. The RBTT ACB Caribbean saga continues, this time through silent protests. It is 4 weeks since employees withdrew their labor and began protest action against the bank's management, who continue to fail to meet its commitments to them. That's according to Andre Lewis, President General of the Technical and Allied Workers Union. Lewis provided the latest update on the situation.
Workers are extremely motivated, still motivated. The moral is high, cause is clear, commitment is there. But we are now at a stage where there's more engagement with the parties, the banks and the union, where we have exchanged correspondence designed to arrive at a settlement. We have communicated our response yesterday to the bank, yesterday evening, after we have exchanged different positions, and we are waiting the response.
The union president says they are in discussion.
The fourth week of the struggle, basically 6 consecutive weeks, but 4 weeks of actual withdrawal of labor of the workers. And the discussions have been carried out right now in a very cordial and amicable manner that is designed towards trying to arrive at a settlement that all the parties will be happy about.
Meanwhile, government is ramping up its campaign to educate and encourage Grenadians to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Health Minister Nicholas Steele and Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell received their second dose of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine on Friday. On Sunday, the Ministry of Health is hosting a forum under the theme Get Vaxxed, a national conversation on vaccination. This national forum takes place from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Panelists include representatives from stakeholder groups such as the business community. Members of Cabinet have agreed that effective May 1st, 2021, persons providing proof of full vaccination will only be required to quarantine for up to 48 hours, pending a negative result from a PCR test administered on entry. Travelers will still be required to provide a negative PCR test result valid up to 72 hours prior to the start of travel. An application for travel authorization must be completed prior to travel additionally. The PCR test to be administered in Grenada must be paid for prior to this application. Payments are accepted online via the government's payment portal. Persons are considered fully vaccinated 2 weeks after the second dose of a 2-dose vaccine, such as AstraZeneca, Pfizer, or Moderna, or 2 weeks after a single dose in the case of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Arriving passengers will not be permitted to leave quarantine until medical clearance is granted. Persons who are not fully vaccinated or unable to provide proof of their vaccination will be required to quarantine for up to 7 days, with a PCR test being administered on day 5. And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Trelawna Charles has been looking around the platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. Egyptian hotelier Naguib Sawaris, while speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony for his newest hotel project, said that Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell should consider privatizing the Maurice Bishop International Airport.
Privatize the airport, give it to the private sector. We definitely can do a better job, and because the only thing we will make sure is that when a tourist arrives, in 2 minutes he's outside. This we can do.
Tonight we listen to the opinions of our online and listening audience as they discuss the hotelier's suggestion.
Cuba and Russia came in to fight for us, and I was a young person at the time. They tore down the mountains in that place. We saw trouble. Oh God, the days when we were struggling when Master was here. I am seeing it coming back.
I know you're very, very concerned about that airport. But that's one thing Keith Mitchell can't sell in Grenada. I hear that? Because he will have to contend with a lot of forces against him, a lot.
You could say privatize our airport. You could say to us, if we just smile, you go fire us.
But we can't say without taking the vaccine because it could fire us. Some people in Grenada have so much right and our group have no right.
Honestly feel he was just trying to create a light moment. I don't think he was serious. But whether he was or not, personally, I believe privatizing any institution always have benefits. They're more effective privately run, and that is just my take on it.
A billionaire telling our Prime Minister what he wants to do in our country. Could you imagine that? We Prime Minister and his team, big clap. So tell us, who is the PM? Is it that Egyptian or you? And is our country yours and our airport, Morris Bishop International Airport and Cuba built it? Is it theirs to do what they want? He said it. So please, Grenadians, this is the time to take back our land. Those advocates who go out and demonstrate for dog, show up. Let's do it for our country, our land, our airport.
I think there's a great thing to privatize the airport.
Why?
Very, very great thing.
Why?
Well, the people are going to benefit a lot from it. The people even who walk in there, and most of the people in Grenada who want shares will get shares. It's a great thing to privatize there.
That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
From the thought process to the visual impact, it's time to take a peek through the GBN ISA lens.
A good eye catches all. GBN ISA is brought to you by Clearvision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clearvision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clearvision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Our ISO reporter submitted 2 photographs of a twin cucumber. The photos clearly show that it grows from the same stem. However, the cucumber is split into 2 as it grows like conjoined twins. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or via our other social media platforms.
Over 200 young people have gone through the process of rehabilitation and are now reintegrated into society. This is News at 7. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss this. Sunday, May 2nd, get ready to celebrate with more cash. This time, you can win US $15,000. $15,000? Yes, Miguel. 15 big ones. And tickets are just $13 US. But that's not all. To top it off, we're bringing Grenada's 5-time Soca Monarch, the Mad Rass, Boise. Tell me why you like. Bingo. All right, up in your front door like a Jehovah. Right? Yeah. Boise performing live on stage. This is going to be one for the record books. Get your tickets early for only $13 US. In Grenada, tickets are available at gotofed.com or from numerous box offices island-wide and our main office on Bruce Street Mall. If you're overseas, tickets are only available at gotofed.com. Sunday, May 2nd, don't miss the 20th edition of Waggity Virtual Bingo. Get your tickets now and join the fun and excitement online.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
There are those who say they care, and then there is Jediah's Pharmacy, conveniently located at the front entrance of the Brew Street Mall, right next to a Riser Credit Union. We offer premium quality products and services, and when you need us, we are there, offering you around-the-clock service, Mondays to Fridays, 7:30 to 7 p.m., Saturdays, 9 until 7 p.m., and Sundays, 10 until 2. At Jediah's Pharmacy, we show care with a beautiful smile. Call us today at 440-5342. The number again, 440-5342. Jediah's Pharmacy, affordable and totally dependable. Shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand-name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Your hard work, talent, and creativity, plus Flow, equals more ways to chase your dreams. Flow is connecting all of Grenada, from Point Salines to Hillsborough, with the most reliable connection on the island. So now everyone can work, study, and keep moving forward together. Visit discoverflow.co for more information.
Welcome back. Over 200 young people have gone through the process of rehabilitation and are now reintegrated into society. These youth were once residents of the Grand Bacolet Juvenile Rehabilitation and Treatment Center. Dr. Augustine Panchu, clinical psychologist, speaks with GBN on the process of rehabilitation these young people went through.
The facility, which commenced its program in 2016, catered for youth between the ages 12 to 18 who have come in conflict with the law and or needed care and protection. Dr. Augustine Panchu, the clinical psychologist at the center, explains that the 200 young people may have fallen into one of three categories: the category of waiting for a sentencing date and are on remand at the center, the ones that were sentenced, and the ones who were in protective custody. Where to for them now after leaving the facility?
About how are they reintegrating into society and where are they going? Many of these residents, former residents actually, are returning to their families. There are some who have aged out of being a juvenile and they're 18. And they're now living on their own or with assistance from people in the community and family, etc. So most of these residents or juveniles are returning to their families.
Dr. Panchu revealed that the ratio of residents coming into the center is 3-to-1. At any one given time, according to him, the facility may have 30 males as compared to 12 females. Most of these residents are there due to acts of violent crimes.
See, at the Grand Bacolet Juvenile Center, among the male population, there is a tendency, there is a history of the males having been placed at Grand Bacolet for more serious offense and more violent offense, as opposed to the ladies or to the females. Some of the offenses among the male population include severe infraction against society, whereas among the females there is a tendency among them to have lesser offenses.
Presently, there are approximately 32 residents, 11 of whom are females and 21 males. That number, Dr. Panchu adds, can increase to 45. The center offers many alternative avenues to address the complex needs of young people.
Yes, we provide a variety of treatment. We provide therapy, we provide counseling, mentorship, we provide psychoeducation. We also provide skills training, and we provide family therapy in the rehabilitation of these young people who are resident of our facility.
Okay. Christelina John, GBN News.
International Girls ICT Day is celebrated every year on the fourth Thursday of April. It creates a global environment that empowers and encourages girls and young women to consider studies and careers in the growing field of information and communication technologies. This year, Grenada celebrated the day virtually with secondary students from various schools around the island. The female students had a one-on-one with women within the ICT sector throughout the world. Rena Per-Thomas tells us more.
The National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, NTRC, along with various stakeholders, celebrated International Girls ICT Day by hosting a virtual seminar with several secondary schools around the island, creating an environment where female students can have a one-on-one interaction with successful women within the ICT sector. The seminar was held on Thursday, April 22nd, to inspire a global movement to increase the representation of girls and women in technology. Krista Medford, Universal Service Fund Administrator at NTRC, spoke of how her company has created opportunities for many women in ICT.
The NTRC has been supporting women and girls in ICT with initiatives dating back to 2011. We have seen training of over 800 women in parenting the digital generation. We have trained over 30 women in introductory to advanced ICT courses. We have held open house with our girls who had had first-hand exposure to shadow women in the telecommunications company. And we also had robotics competition, encouraging our girls to see ICT as a tool for problem solving.
The Deputy Chief Education Officer in the ministry, Charmaine Christopher, spoke of the ICT sector and its need for more women.
Today, the laser-like focus is to empower girls and young women to become more involved in the field of ICT, an area where women are underrepresented. The involvement of girls in this field must not just be as users, but as innovators in this fast-growing ICT sector. We acknowledge the field of ICT is male-dominated, especially at the senior level. Today, we celebrate the achievements of females who have blazed the trail in ICT and leadership.
This seminar allowed the students to ask guest speakers questions and to participate in various games to win prizes. For GBN News, I am Rena Per-Thomas reporting.
Stay with us. The weather and sports are up next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Do you know what time it is? You guessed right, it's detox time again.
at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Purchase our 7-day cleansing pack for only $500. Includes everything you need for a complete total body cleanse. Cleanse your blood, kidney, liver, and colon. This cleanse will help you lighten up and get rid of the excess. Also available are our special product Detox Combo Pack for only $100. Try our single detox products starting from $40. Check us out now. Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area, or call us on 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health.
And Valley Pharmacy offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vit Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Sonatrogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clarisil. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open Hills and Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies, massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hills and Valley, your health is our business.
It takes a village
to raise our children
into productive citizens
and progressive communities.
It takes a village
to provide support to our young people
who are going down the wrong path
and need family and community support.
It takes a village
to help our children who have made a mistake,
to take responsibility
and learn from their mistakes.
It takes a village
to actively help in the rehabilitation of our youth,
to assist them in being productive, to reintegrate back into our communities.
It takes a village
to care about each other,
to lift up our children
and make them into better adults.
It takes a village to give our youths
a chance for change.
Join the movement
and give our children a chance for change.
This message is brought to you by the USAID OECS Juvenile Justice Reform Project 2, funded by the United States Agency for International Development. For more information, log on to oecs.org/JJRP.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Weather for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique valid for tonight and the following 3 days. Weather tonight, apart from the isolated shower, generally fair and breezy. Tonight's minimum temperature, 25 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate to slightly rough. Waves 5 to 7 feet in open waters. A small craft advisory is in effect. Tides low at 7 p.m. and high at 1:15 a.m. Sunrise tomorrow, 5:52 a.m. Weather for Saturday, April 25th. Apart from the isolated shower, generally fair and windy. The weather on Sunday, generally fair and windy, becoming partly cloudy at times, with the possible isolated morning shower. And on Monday, generally fair and breezy, becoming partly cloudy at times. Any shower should be light and brief. Good evening, sporting fans. On Sunday, 25th April, Triathlon Grenada will be hosting a duathlon at the Morris Bishop Highway in Grand. Tanya Fisser, Vice President of Triathlon Grenada, gave an overview of the event.
We're going to get all the athletes back into competing again. So we're starting with shorter distances and something a little easier. Registration from 6:15 because we want the race to start promptly at 7. Everyone meeting at the ACE car park. It's going to be a short 2K run, an 8-kilometer cycle, and then a 2K run. I think people got more interested in keeping fit during the COVID because they felt they had to get out and about more. So we're hoping to find some new youngsters interested in triathlon and getting into running and cycling.
Fisser said the event will be held in keeping with COVID-19 protocols.
We're hoping for at least 20 to come out. Because you're on bicycles and running, we will manage fine with the COVID protocols. Sign in and registration, everyone wears masks and hand sanitizers. We do keep a distance. There's no more sharing of water cups and bottles. Everyone brings their own water bottle. And we don't have a communal food thing at the end. And people are aware. We do take temperatures and we're keeping a watch. We are following all protocol.
She was a guest on GBN's Good Morning Grenada. St. Mark and St. David will face off in the final on Saturday, April 24th, 2021 at the National Cricket Stadium from 10 a.m. The match showcases the top 2 teams in the tournament. St. Mark progressed from the first round undefeated, while St. David only defeat came against St. Mark in the match of the first round. The match will be followed by a closing ceremony which will recognize the outstanding performers and teams which participated in the 2021 edition of the Republic Bank Ride Start GCA Under-19 Cup. The match will be streamed live on the GCA Facebook page. We now kick it to our regional colleagues TV6 Sports with James Saunders.
Football kicks us off, and a national futsal team, they will face Costa Rica in 2 friendly matches. Well, that's in April 26th and 27th. That's in the build-up to this year's CONCACAF Championship in Guatemala, and that's happening next month. Well, the matches were confirmed by the Costa Rican Football Federation today. TNT head coach Constantine Constant has welcomed these training games, saying it's important to prepare against quality opposition, while President Geoffrey Edwards welcomes the matches.
The Futsal Association of Trinidad and Tobago is more than usually pleased with the confirmation of a training camp in Costa Rica ahead of the CONCACAF Futsal Championship to be held next month. Given the COVID-19 pandemic, opportunities as these are graciously welcomed. Being grouped with the host Guatemala, the team's exposure to 2 high-quality games against Central American counterparts is of utmost importance to our players and the technical staff. As an association, we would like to express heartfelt thank you to the Normalization Committee, led by Chairman Robert Haddad, who has been very supportive throughout this journey. Special thanks to the Costa Rican Football Association for offering to be our hosts. As a national sporting organization, this augurs well for the continued growth and development of the sport in TNT.
All right, saddle up as the dreams of One Tobago Cycling Club, well, that is one step closer to being realized, as they have gotten unexpected backing from the TTOC. Well, the club's aim is to create a bicycle pump park in Plymouth, where they hope to birth Olympic athletes. Life in One Tobago Village is set to get way more exciting if the mission of NGO Cycling for Life is realized. The club, which is a big part of the riding landscape in Tobago, where they host cycling events, have targeted the Plymouth community as its chosen location for a bicycle pump park. A pump track is a circuit designed to be ridden by riders, pumping or generating momentum by up and down body movements instead of pedaling or pushing.
This is a community project. We're trying to build an accessible area for kids to come and ride their bikes, keep them off the street, and essentially building their character and hopefully a life in cycling.
To get his dream off the ground, Healy Singh is seeking to raise $1.5 million, but he sees the investment as one that is well worth the cost.
Everywhere they've built these facilities around the world, there's been a 50% drop in delinquent youth crime, and I think that Tobago should take that very seriously. So I'm backing this project 100%.
And while monetary support has been slow in coming forward so far, Cycling for Life hasn't been short of overall support, as some big endorsers have stepped up to help raise awareness about their plans.
Now we understand that all these sports are now becoming part and part of the Olympic movement, part and parcel of the games. As we know this time that, you know, things like BMX has now been in the Olympics for quite a while. You know, they have rock climbing in Japan for this Tokyo Olympics. So that what we would call the traditional sports are not necessarily attracting the youth. This is a great opportunity for Tobago to be first.
It's a vision Cycling for Life hopes that corporate stakeholders can buy into as they aim to create history on the world stage.
That's sports. Stay with us for the probe around the globe. In the red zone community of Sandy Bay, many houses have been destroyed by the eruptions of La Soufrière volcano. The majority of residents have evacuated the community. However, on Thursday, 2 female evacuees took the opportunity to return to the village to see what they can salvage from their homes, which had been reduced to rubble. The sight was too much for them to bear, as we hear in this SVG TV report.
Heartbroken to discover what she once called home has been reduced to rubble covered in volcanic ash. Fernette Insky, who is a mother of 3, is however thankful that she still has life.
It's really heartbroken, but I still thank God for life.
Insky, who evacuated to a government shelter almost 2 weeks ago, was anxious to return to her community of Sandy Bay after being told that her 3-bedroom house was severely damaged.
Somebody bring a message for me and tell me my house was breaking, so eager, I wanted so badly to come and see, so I asked the driver if he could bring me out here just to see the condition, so here I am today.
The emotional woman made several attempts to get behind the rubble to salvage some items, but it was almost impossible to do so as most of her belongings are covered up.
To that side they have a stove up there, but I can't get it, I can't see it because of how these is. And then the beds them, well, let's say the beds them still remain, but then I know the mattress them and thing them ain't good, man.
Vanessa Nanton also returned today, and she too was heartbroken.
She gave me an apartment today. She gave me a room to stay because I didn't have nowhere to stay, so she gave me a room to stay. I can't say nothing.
At another area in Sandy Bay, we caught up with 80-year-old Lionel Duet, whose home was also destroyed.
Well, we need a help to fix it because we have the finance to fix it, so we have to look for help.
This other elderly man said he is devastated. However, he was able to save some valuables.
I got my welding machine here. Well, this I was frightening fire because if somebody go with it, okay, I get $1. So we had to give me $1 sometimes, right? If somebody would call me for do, but I just do bog bars, gates, you know what I mean? I was welding to help out the situation.
The Sandy Bay residents who returned to visit their home today are confident that the community will rise again, noting that they are a resilient people with Château's blood.
The flag still standing, boys. Strong Vinci flag. Still proud to be a Vinci.
For SVG TV News, Larissa Poxley-Kidd.
Fishers in the south of St. Lucia who claim they were adversely impacted by the eruption of the La Soufrière volcano in St. Vincent are breathing a sigh of relief. Details in this report.
The Viewford fishermen, not unlike their southern neighbors in Labrie, witnessed a significant dip in the fish catch following the eruptions of the La Soufre volcano in St. Vincent, which began on Friday, the 9th of April, 2021. KGN Shalri, operations manager of the Goodwill Fishermen's Cooperative, says immediately following the eruptions, many of the boats remained on the docks.
The weekend following the first eruption, it was really bad. So by the weekend and into the beginning of that week, most of the boats, if you came here in the morning, most of the boats were on shore. Those who would go out would come back in quite early. They would mostly just go to the FAD, because especially the visibility was very poor.
Over the past week, the activities of the La Soufre volcano calmed down and the fishermen were back in business.
Things seem to be normalizing again, and so we're hopeful that that can continue in that light. We just continue to urge them to be vigilant and to heed the warnings coming from NEMO.
Following a lull of more than a week, the La Soufre volcano roared to life on Thursday, the 22nd of April, with another significant eruption. Professor Robertson of the Seismic Research Center of the University of the West Indies says it is still unclear how active the volcano will be in the coming days. According to the experts, there's no telling with any great degree of certainty how this is all going to play out. The government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines will have to prepare for major disruptions and dislocation in the weeks and possibly months ahead. Stanley Lucien for the HTS News Force.
Further afield, the search for a missing Indonesian submarine with 53 people on board has reached a critical point. Crews are working in waters around the Indonesian island of Bali and other countries as they are helping. More in this Al Jazeera report.
By air and by sea, this search grows more urgent as the hours pass. 53 submariners were on board the KRI Nanggala 402 in waters north of Bali on Wednesday morning. They were taking part in what should have been a routine training exercise when contact with their vessel was lost.
The submarine is now silent. There's no sound. We can only use sonar.
The search is reaching a critical point. Even if the submarine is intact, those on board will soon run out of oxygen.
Until the deadline, which is 3 a.m. on Saturday, we will maximize every effort.
Experts are concerned the submarine may have sunk too far and collapsed under extreme pressure.
The deeper a submarine goes, the more water pressure increases on the submarine. Every 10 meters, there is 1 kilogram of pressure added to each centimeter of the body of the submarine.
Indonesia's neighbours, Singapore and Malaysia, are assisting with the search. An Australian Navy vessel is also on site.
Indonesian authorities say the submarine was in good condition despite being built in the late 1970s. It completed a 2-year refitting process in South Korea in 2012 and recently completed scheduled maintenance in Indonesia.
On Thursday, Indonesian military personnel spotted an oil slick in the sea that officials say could indicate a fuel leak. For many of the family and friends of those on board the KRI Nanggala 402, the ordeal is too much to bear.
His wife said, "I want to be with him. I miss him, but I can't because he has to work." I said, "Be patient." But now we have heard this information.
Eddie Pandu Kusuma got married 2 months ago before going on the submarine mission.
Before he left, he was hoping that when he got back, he was hoping they would have a baby.
Instead, her family, like dozens around Indonesia, now faces a painful wait for answers. Jessica Washington, Al Jazeera, Jakarta.
Stay with us now for a recap of the headlines. Recapping the headlines, former Cabinet Secretary Gemma Thomas receives first lump sum payment in court-awarded judgment against government. Public Service Commission removed as a defendant in a case by a public officer seeking the return of docked salary. Egyptian businessman Naguib Sawari's suggestion for privatization of the Morris Bishop International Airport met with severe criticism. And Grenada to introduce new entry requirements for fully vaccinated persons effective May 1st. And around the globe, St. Vincent residents who evacuated from the red zone returned to badly damaged homes. And in sports, St. Mark and St. David to face off in the final of the Right Start GCA Under-19 Cup on Saturday, April 24th. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Beverly Telesford. That's the news. Good night.